not so quietly, maybe the coach is not putting together one of the historically great seasons this league's ever seen. When you watch them, what do you see?
Recording in progress.
Well, anytime the team is, that good, there's a lot of things that contribute to it. I think beginning with Monty and the job that he's done, you can see how well coached they are throughout, multiple aspects of the game. And I think they're a team that's got an identity, and that's part of it, their execution. The leadership that they have, I think the bond between Monty and Chris is clearly evident, I should say. And Devin's a unique player. I think his ability I've always talked about his passing, because I think that's something that he's capable of doing that makes it hard to game plan against him. So, he's scoring in transition. He's scoring, spot up threes, off the dribble threes, mid range, post up. It's pretty much it, So, we hear scoring from three levels. I think in his case, he's able to score in multiple situations. And then, you look at Mikhail and the job that he's done with being able to take a matchup. Jay provides them. I've really enjoyed being with Jay the time that he was here, and know his toughness, his ability to take big shots. And, you go down the line. Cam Johnson's ability to shoot the ball and stretch the floor to create space. I think they fit well together. They play well together. And, the bench, they compete on the bench, off the bench, those guys that come in. So, I won't go through their whole roster, but, I think it's relevant that you recognize all those guys, because that's what makes up a team. And again, I think, Monty in particular, his personality is evident in how they play too. And obviously I have tremendous respect for him.
We were kind of looking up timelines and trying to figure out to what degree, or if at all, you interacted with Carlos Boozer. And so I'm curious.
Should figure it out.
No,
you were on TNT for the broadcast too.
How about that? That's crazy, right? Wow. I still have no idea why they asked me to do that. He was in Juneau, and I had a chance to see him play on the AAU circuit in Las Vegas, and obviously his talent jumped out, but so did his personality. You could just see. He played with charisma, and that was my last year at Duke. And he and I, we haven't stayed in touch on the level that, from a regular check-in call. But I keep tabs on him through Steve Wojciechowski. It's actually, he and Booz are close. But I still remember the flight going into Juneau. I'm not quite white knuckle, but not a great, airline passenger, especially after our bird incident last year. But it's a steep drop. I'd be curious if he thinks it's as steep as I did. But I remember that flight in with Coach K, and Coach K looking at me like, Quinn, you got me going to Alaska again. And this was, it was well worth it. And I didn't get a chance to coach him because I left that year. But, you saw not only his talent, but like I said, what kind of teammate he was. And obviously, he ended up winning national championships. And I think he beat us when we were in the tournament too. So I wasn't allowed to talk to him then. It was persona non grata when you're playing Duke as the head coach at Missouri. So. But it's been fun to see the success that he's had. He's so beloved here in Utah for obvious reasons. I know he's back tonight. But anytime you have a kind of a bond with someone at a young point in their life when he's, in high school, getting away to go to college, I followed his career, throughout. And then obviously, someone like Derek is close with him. And, it's been fun to see all the success that he's had. And especially when, someone has that level of success in their playing career, to stay as centered as he has. And, you get a sense of who he is when, all the people that he's touched, in the various places that he's been.
Just curious, you talked about this a little bit about losing out kind of love here. The fan base here is very passionate, obviously, on guarantee on that.
Yeah.
What do they mean to the team? And just, what kind of vibe do they provide for you guys?
Well, if I wasn't asked that, I was going to talk about it because obviously tonight is fan appreciation night. So thank you. My first year, I remember, we were in a 9-game losing streak, and we were scratching and clawing. And, as a coach, you still do, you question everything. I think that's how you get better. That's how, you help your team get better. And I can remember, the support that at that moment that, it was our team, but I felt it in particular, being in my first year. And that's unique, and I'm sure there was people questioning what I was doing. It's like people are now. But our fans have always been there, throughout, and not just in a game like that, but throughout the course of various games. When there's some places you go and, everybody gets frustrated, and fans get frustrated, but the way that our fans, the way that manifests itself, is in support. They try to lift you, and that's hard to do. That's something that we try to do. Players try to do, coaches try to do. So have a group of fans that that are that sensitive to the game. I also think it's a very knowledgeable fan base. I think we have smart fans, and that's fun too. It's been for me, just on a personal level, being a part of this community is something that's been special. I know we built a home. You feel at home, and that's also, I don't go out a whole lot, but the times that I do sneak out to dinner, it's people have a great feel for. That was just a great feel for everything. Whether it's a quick hello or something a little more. It's been a pleasure, to have that type of support in the interaction as well. Okay. All right.